show you something cool. It's this very old book. And it's called How to Do. How to Do, a consulting library for every want. You can see here. Can you read that? I don't know if it can focus that close, but it says the book is from 1903. So basically, this would have been kind of like the Wikipedia of 1903. It's a book about all kinds of different facts, how to do different things, all kinds of knowledge from the world of 1903. Actually, here it says copyright 1902, second edition. So I guess it originally came out in 1902. And this book is full of so many interesting things. Just some of them, it's interesting to find out what people thought they needed to know in 1902, and also whether the things are still true today. So let's just turn to the very first entry here. This is called Accidents to Avoid and Prevent. In walking the streets, keep out of the line of sellers and never look one way and walk another. Never ride with your arm or elbow outside any vehicle. Well, that's probably true. In stepping from any wheeled vehicle while in motion, let it be from the rear and not in front of the wheels, for then, if you fall, the wheels cannot run you over. Yeah, that's good advice. I like how they say wheeled vehicles, because probably back then they couldn't assume that it was necessarily a car. It might have been still at that point a horse-drawn carriage or something. It says, never attempt to cross a road or street in a hurry in front of a passing vehicle, for if you stumble or slip, you will be run over. Make up the half minute lost in waiting until the vehicle has passed by increased diligence in some other direction. One of the things I love about this book is that the way things are worded, just the sort of fancy way that everything is said, like increased diligence in some other direction. It's very funny. I love it though. What else? Be particularly cautious when upon or in the vicinity of water. Lay loaded guns in safe places, and never imitate firing a gun in jest. Now this is great too. Here's a good one. It says, never sleep near lighted charcoal. If drowsy at any work where charcoal fires are used, take the fresh air. So, I guess this is one that's really different, because I don't think today you would need to tell people not to sleep near lighted charcoal, because they wouldn't sleep near lighted charcoal in the first place. It just wouldn't come up. And one of these things, here's some of these things in here, just one little sentence or two, it just opens up a whole different world to think about, you know, the different things people had to be aware of in 1902. And then, this one's good too. some birds live a long time, especially parrots and birds like that, but I don't know if this is right, but that's amazing if that's true, that swans live 200 years. Or maybe it's not true, I don't know. Nightingale, 15. Anyway, interesting. This is how to destroy and banish. I love how it says banish, like we must destroy and banish them. A sponge can be sprinkled with sugar and laid upon shelves when ants are numerous. The next morning, plunge quickly into boiling water, and most of the intruders will be destroyed. There's a lot of articles in here about growing your own food and preserving it, and things that we would think about maybe like more appropriate for if you lived on a farm or something, but of course back then a lot more people did live on farms and have to make things for themselves. Like, this is a good one. This is how to make a baseball. A good baseball may be made by cutting an old boot or an old rubber shoe into strips and wrapping them tightly around each other till it is about the size of a walnut. Then wrap with yarn or any kind of string very tightly until it is the size you want it. Then sew the loose end to the ball. Now lay the ball down on a piece of leather and gather up the sides and press them close to the ball, and with a sharp knife trim off the corners. Be sure to have them fit nicely. Now sew up all the sides except one. Then slip in the ball and sew up with a double thread. Now put some oil on the seams and hammer them smooth, for if you are not careful in catching a ball with rough seams, it will sometimes take the skin from the ends of the fingers. So isn't that kind of interesting that it's how to make your own baseball from scratch? How many of us would even think of that? Like, oh, what will I do today? I think I'll make a baseball out of pieces of old boots and stuff. Just such a different world. How to take care of feather beds is in here too. There are just so many different interesting articles in here. How to take care of different types of birds. How to use a blackboard. just the interesting information that I'll probably do another video where I look at a different section of this book. As you can see, there's a lot of information in here. Like I said, I think of this as kind of like the Wikipedia for 1912. And it's fascinating